behalf of the members of the Guyana Cultural Association of New York, I welcome you to the Valerie Rodway Centenary Concert and the start of our 19th Folk Festival season. We acknowledge in our audience today Honorable Barbara Atherley, Guyana's Consul General in New York. We are also pleased to acknowledge the members of the Fraser and Rodway families who are here with us today. We would also want to acknowledge that this building that you're in was the first Episcopalian church built in Brooklyn in 160 years. And we must thank Dr. Lloyd Andrews for this. Again, welcome all. Thank you for attending this historic event. As far as we know, there has never been a concert of this nature before. A concert dedicated to the works of Valerie Muriel Rodway. Your presence and your donations will advance the work of the Guyana Arts and Cultural Center, especially our year-round program, Arts in the Community. We must thank St. Gabriel's Episcopal Church and the other churches in Brooklyn for making this centenary celebration possible. Valerie Rodway is without a doubt Guyana's greatest composer of national and patriotic music. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems of the United States of America and the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, which will be sung by Mr. Anthony Ali.
Guyana, oh, Thank you, and good afternoon. How are you? Fine. Okay, great. We're off to a terrific start. Today's Centenary tribute to the life and work of Valerie Rodway is one of several commemorative events taking place this year, both in Guyana and here in the North American diaspora. And much of that well-deserved recognition of Rodway's legacy is due in no small measure to the persistence of scholars like Dr. Vibert Cambridge, who for years have led the struggle to ensure that our artists and musicians, composers and cultural icons are appropriately honored for their invaluable contributions to a sense of national pride, identity and belonging. And so I should like to acknowledge and thank Dr. Cambridge for this important work with another round of applause. Let us also acknowledge and thank the young Mr. Curly Lowe, who for his inspired arrangement of the overture that accompanied the choir's entrance a moment ago. Mr. Lowe was also the featured pianist in that performance, which included Dwayne James and Camille Prescott Archer on violin, Hennigan Kearns on viola, and Mel Greenwich on cello. We continue our program this evening with two of Valerie Rodway's best-known compositions, Guyana the Free and Hymn for the Republic. Both works are arranged for choir by our very own musical maestro, Mr. Hugh Sam, about whom, by the way, more will be said in a moment. The first, Guyana Free, was a finalist in the nationwide competition for Guyana's national anthem. In addition to composing the music, Valerie also collaborated with her husband, James Alvin Rodway, in crafting the words to this inspirational anthem. In Hymn for the Republic, Rodway's musical composition is set to the words of the noted Guyanese poet and educator Nellie Wishart. The choir is accompanied on piano by Mildred Lowe and conducted by the eminent Guyanese, yes indeed, a round of applause for Mildred Lowe. And the choir is conducted by the eminent Guyanese musicologist, composer, and associate of the Royal College of Music, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Avis Joseph. Valerie Rodway Centenary Choir conducted by Avis Joseph, and there will be more of where that good thing came from, so stay with us. You know, I just want to take a moment while the choir is headed to the loft to acknowledge with us here this evening the legendary Guyanese pianist, composer, educator, arranger, and all-round musical genius who also happens to share one of my names, Mr. Hugh Sam. In a career spanning more than 60 years of astoundingly diverse musical performance and creativity throughout the Caribbean and North America, Hugh Sam has successfully applied his amazing range of talents to virtually every facet of musical artistry imaginable. He was also a very good friend of Valerie and her husband, Sonny Rodway, and attended several musical evenings in their home where the music included performances by Ms. Rodway, Mr. Sam, and other prominent pianists who were resident overseas but visiting Guyana on holiday. And we are privileged that he is here with us in person this evening. Thank you very much for your work and your contribution to our culture, Mr. Hugh Sam. Let us now welcome Mr. Edgar Henry, who is Vice President of the Guyana Cultural Association and Music Director of the Guyana Arts and Cultural Center, with a poetic tribute of his own authorship, a tribute to Valerie Rodway. He is accompanied by Dennis Caden on piano and Erwin Flantis Edwards on the soprano sax. Let's welcome them.
Happy birthday, Valerie Rodway. If music be the food of love, your contribution, like a dove, created heights among all Guyanese, paramount, yet peaceful above the sultry coconut trees. A century has passed, however, your works live on. Pundits of the art form claim you won. Your birthday to February 12th, 1919, rebounds in 2019 like a cannon, supreme. Your ability, inspiration, and vision to toil, a true daughter of New Amsterdam soil. To every man, woman, girl, and boy, you brought melodic fruits of lasting joy. We will always remember your musical slate. Yes, we pause to hail and celebrate. Your masterpiece, the renowned Oh Beautiful Diana, Arise Diana, and your famed Canaima. Extreme melodic creations and originality capture the heart of your niece Cicely, and oh, so many. As crotchets and quavers brought syncopation, demonstrating patriotism and calm to our nation. Your opus, soothing like a breath of fresh air, your rendition still nurtures our atmosphere. Your great brilliance and nimbleness of mind punctuated melodious patterns, one of a kind. Accomplishments, dedication to the unique child, charmed by the spirit of your noble heart. Both harmonic and melodic cravings to dance left indelible imprints of scholarly reverberate and echo resonance of kinship. Your centenary blessings are astute. Your GCA, which your unnatural word, we salute. You portray Ghana as great and free, a lovely native land of glory, hope, love, and unity. You recognize your hinterland, the land of many waters and the panorama. Your music displayed our flora, the fauna, and the mighty Rodway. As we assemble your musical archival compositions, we etch your name alongside the greats in our museums. Majesty, glory, and honor will reign, ensuring your work will not be in vain. As we commemorate, celebrate, and remember, we revitalize and sustain your living endeavor. Gone with the angels, but not forgotten, voices and instruments revered verbatim. Your efforts and masterful gift and art undoubtedly captivated many a Guyanese heart. We honor your passion and glorious humility, coupled with enormous love, generosity, and dignity. The insightful and unselfish talent of Valerie Rodway caused excellence and ecstasy that lives on today. So, if music be the food of love, ride on, Valerie, right on, right on.
You know, I'm so attentive. One of the beautiful things about being here this afternoon is that I'm seeing so many people I haven't seen in such a long time. And I'm sorely tempted to say, hi Rosalind, hi Tangerine, and so forth, but I don't want to start that. Because there's going to be somebody who's going to say, one to me. But it's really a wonderful thing to see so many of our people here this afternoon, and so many of our friends from elsewhere in the Caribbean diaspora who have come out here to support us this afternoon. It's a beautiful thing. One Caribbean, a beautiful thing indeed. For anyone who came of age in Guyana amid the post-independence fervor of the late 1960s, most of you are too young to remember this, but for those of us, I should say, who came of age amid the post-independence fervor of the late 1960s and in the decade that followed, the Valerie Rodway songbook provided the soundtrack to our political awakening. Her music encapsulated the spirit of an emergent patriotism that bound us together in a shared sense of belonging as children of Guyana soil. But Rodway's creativity extended way beyond the parameters of patriotic composition. As Professor Violet Cambridge has noted, she composed patriotic music, music for the school curriculum, music for test pieces and the music festivals, music for community singing, music for large choirs, and art music. Several of her compositions were to the poems of Guyana's best, like Carter, Chinnapen, Daly, Harper Smith, Rancharitar Lala, Seymour, and Wishart. Among the many, many poems that she set to music were Twilight by fellow Guyanese J.W. Harper Smith and To the Hibiscus by the Jamaican feminist activist and writer Una Marson. Here now to perform those two Rodway compositions is the versatile young soloist Nika Jewell, accompanied on violin by her brother Devon Webster with arranger Ronald Lashley on the piano. Let's welcome them, and the other good thing about this is that I started by talking about those of us who came of age at a certain time, and it's a wonderful thing to see that Valerie Rodway's music and Valerie Rodway's influence are being carried on by the millennial generation. So that's a wonderful thing indeed.
Oh, this next song that I arranged, I just wanted to tell you that the piano part, I try to capture the twilight. It's called Twilight, and I try to capture a vision of what twilight might be in the piano, so you may hear, you will meditate on the twilight, I think, when you hear this song.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Nikki Jewell, Devon Webster, and yes, Ronald Lashley. Thank you, thank you. While we're doing poets, why don't we listen to a poet's prayer? Let's have some more of J.W. Harper Smith, who is author of that work. That work was set to music by Valerie Rodway, A Poet's Prayer, and here to perform A Poet's Prayer is the soloist Albert Bentic. Let's listen to Mr. Bentic's rendition of A Poet's Prayer. Thank you very much, Mr. Albert Benton. We sing of our rivers that run and our wonderful waters that fall, for they run to our people's glory and they gleam to our nation's core. So begins A.J. Seymour's River Idle, set to music by the prolific Valerie Rodway. That composition has been further interpreted as a work of choreography by the supremely talented Dr. Rose October, with synthesized orchestration by the incomparable Hugh Sam. And here now to perform her own interpretation of Rodway's River Idle is Rose October! The noted Guyanese poet and educator Charles Ebenezer James Ramcharitar Lala, or CEJ as he was popularly known, have a name quite a mouthful. Yeah, Charles Ebenezer James Ramcharitar Lala. There's got to be a story behind that name by itself, but he published a poem called The Weeding Gang, and for decades thereafter, it was widely regarded as the definitive poem about East Indian workers and indentured laborers in Guyanese literature. Writing in the Stabroek News just over a decade ago, literary critic Al Crichton described that poem, The Weeding Gang, as the most progressive poem at that time about Indian estate workers, because for a long time, poems either avoided the subject altogether or they were written in imitative English styles and language. The poem, The Weeding Gang, describes in very musical terms that group of women who were employed on the sugar plantations whose occupation was weeding, and it stands out because it attempted to engage neither India nor Europe, but Guyana's working people at the grassroots. Valerie Cambridge refers to it as onomatopoeic. Beautiful word. I know the girls are coming, for I hear the gentle humming of choruses they're singing on their way. I hear their saucepans jingling and their cutlasses a-tingling, which, as their music instruments, they play. They fill the silence after with their peals of merry laughter, which float upon the pinion of the air, and also ease their walking with some idle silly talking with kizas and bujawos very queer. Then, once again, their singing they resume until the ringing of their voices mingles with the whistling breeze. I love to see their faces with their smiles and subtle graces, and I love to hear their charming melodies. Now, Valerie Rodway set that definitive poem to music, and here to bring us their interpretation of Rodway's composition this evening are three of our young, gifted, and talented musicians. The sisters Rogini and Umade Gayadin on the sitar, Kavish Gangaram Pandey on the harmonium, and percussionist Yasho Kamini on the tabla. As the piece progresses, you will hear a tabla solo followed by a harmonium solo, and concluding with the sitar performing a piece inspired by the emotions of Valerie Rodway's composition for Ramcharitar Lala's poem. And immediately following that performance, my colleague Kishore Sunarayan, he's the dapper gentleman there, who is helping to set up the musicians, Kishore Sunarayan will narrate an interpretive rendition of How the Agouti Lost Its Tail, performed by three young members of the Impressionist Dance Theatre under the direction of the accomplished Guyanese choreographer Verna Walcott White. For the record, we should note that the ever-prolific Valerie Rodway also set that fabled poem to music, but our narration and dance this evening will be accompanied by Yasho Kamini on tabla. And just as a point of note, are we ready, Mr. Sunarayan? Okay, just as a matter of side interest here, Yasho Kamini is the first female tabla player to graduate from the East Indian Music Academy in Ozone Park in Queens. And get this, she has performed in concert with the percussionist of the famous Slumdog Millionaire. So, we're in high company here this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, The Weeding Gang.
Captain Abraham Bull of the Centenary Marine invited his friends for an outing by the sea. But one thing I say, and I am making no fun, only those who have horns may come. His neighbor, Sam Dog, took this ruling to heart and swore he would go to, he would play a part. 2 horns, Mr. Agouti, please make them for me, and a wonderful friend you will be. At sharp 9 o'clock, the deck was packed full, and the sailors stood ready, the anchor to pull. For no one suspected Sam Dog was in the boat. With the horns, he passed for a boat. But sad to relate, at the captain's away, a shout from the wharf, "There's a traitor, I say! Examine the horns!" My story is sound. In 5 minutes flat, the culprit was found. Captain Abraham Bull tossed Sam Dog overboard. "You trickster, be off, or else," he roared. "Wow, wow, wow," doggy bark. "Mr. Agouti, you will pay. I shall make you regret this day." The chase began. Mr. Agouti in the lead, his bottle in sight, between the shrub and the weed. He puffed and he blew. A sprint, then a wail. "Oh! Oh! Oh! He's gone with my tail!"
Thank you to the impressions Nancy Evan, Mr. Kishore Singh. This is the part of the program where we say, and now a word from our sponsors. I'd just like to acknowledge, before we do that though, some of our special guests and invitees who are joining us here this evening. As you know, the patron of this program is His Excellency Rudolph Michael Tenpau, the permanent representative of the Republic of Ghana to the United Nations. Ambassador Tenpau could not be here because of other pressing diplomatic duties, but he is represented by Lorraine Gibson, who is a member of his staff, a senior member of his staff. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Ms. Lorraine Gibson. And, of course, very well known to pretty much everybody here, we're very honored to be joined by the distinguished Consul General of the Republic of Guyana here in New York, the Honorable Barbara Atherley. You can stand up and wave and say hi. That is very Atherley. And the family of Valerie Rodway. Valerie Rodway has an extensive family, and we're joined by several members of that family, and we're very proud and pleased that they have made the time to join us for this tribute. Among those members joining us now, Cicely Gavaya, and you can stand as I say your name so that everyone can see who you are. Thank you very much, Cicely Gavaya. Deborah Chumley, Marianne Chumley, who is also here, and Maritza Chumley. Hello. Thank you. Joseph Gordon and Paula Gordon are also here, members of the family. Thank you very much. Sage Gordon and Xavier Gordon. Oh, these are the really young ones, huh? It's such a beautiful thing to see the young people. Rosemary Kilkenny and Amadou Kilkenny and Amadou Kilkenny Joe. Thank you very much. There's a baby too. Thank you very much. And Kate Phipps is here. Kate Phipps is also a member of Valerie Rodway's family. Thank you very much for joining us. And among the many pastors, we did acknowledge, among the many pastors who are here this evening, the Reverend Helen Rose John is here from the Center of Truth. Reverend Helen Rose John, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And we'd also like to acknowledge our sponsors, without whose financial support, as you know, this would be so much more difficult. And among those sponsors, we're very grateful to them. Nostrum Wines and Liquors, my good friend, Edmund Brackett, from, we were classmates, in fact. So, Edmund Brackett from Nostrum Wines and Liquors. Ernso Moise is here from Metro Plus, for the Metro Plus Health Plan. Thank you very much for your support. Con Ellison is represented by Juliet Lewis. The Tutorial High School Support Group is also here. Sorrentino's Funeral Service lent their support as well. And the Guyana Ex-Police Association of America, as well as COFONA, which is the Council of Friends of New Amsterdam. As others are brought to my attention, I will share them with you. But now, moving right along, although Valerie Rodway was formally trained in the classical style of musical performance and composition, less widely known was her interest in jazz and other contemporary musical styles of the day. She regularly performed in what we would refer to as jam sessions with other pianists and musicians who frequented the Rodway home. As Hugh Sam recalls, these musical evenings were interspersed with lively conversations about the great jazz artists of the day and whose performances of a particular composition was the best. And now, here to perform a tribute honoring this aspect of Valerie Rodway's musical journey is the noted Guyanese saxophonist and musical ambassador, Mr. Erwin Flatus Evers. Flatus.
Thank
showmanship, and talent. Enormous talent, prodigious talent, gargantuan talent. Yeah, Flanges. As there are not many musicians who can truthfully say that they have played with and alongside the great Valerie Rodway. But we're privileged to have two of them with us this evening. Our choral arranger and musical maestro, Mr. Hugh Sam, is of course one of them, and the other is Dr. Moses Telford. In fact, yes, let's have a round of applause here for Dr. Moses Telford. While they reposition the piano, Moses Telford is a former director of the Woodside Choir and the New Amsterdam Choral Society. He also previously directed the Church of England chaplaincy to the University of London Choir and has been widely commended for his extraordinary career in music education, both in Guyana and at universities in the United Kingdom and in the United States. Some of you may recall that he worked very closely with the late Lynette Dolphin on broadcasts to schools. Like Valerie Rodway, he too hails from New Amsterdam, an activity that is also shared with such distinguished musical luminaries as the late Edith Peters, Ruby McGregor, Norma Ramallo, and Cicely White. In fact, perhaps I should also mention this, that Dr. Telford, Moses Telford, and Valerie Rodway actually had the same music teacher, Ruby McGregor. So we're talking close company here. This evening, Dr. Telford will perform two of Valerie Rodway's more dramatic compositions for solo piano, Canaima and Frolic. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished Dr. Moses Telford.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the program you'll see that the Frolic is before Canaima, but I'm going to play Canaima first. Canaima is based on an Amerindian dance, and it has all sorts of dissonant chords that sound as if they're not correct, things like this. You'll find something like that in the music, and you'll probably think that I'm playing some wrong notes, but they're really correct, according to the composition. And the frolic is a throwback to the colonial days, where you have the English country dance. That's frolic, is similar to an English country dance. So I'm going to play the Canaima first, based on an Indian Amerindian dance.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moses Telford, Kanaima, and Frog. I just want to recognize a good friend of mine who I wasn't aware was actually here this evening. She is Valerie Rodway's stepdaughter, Dr. Cicely Rodway. And I'd like to stand, Dr. Rodway. She's here with her son and also her grandchildren. Can you please stand so we can see you? Yes. Dr. Cicely Rodway and her son and grandchildren. Thank you so much for making the effort of being here this evening. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, I'd like to recognize the Congresswoman, Yvette Clark. Congresswoman Yvette Clark. Congresswoman Clark, of course, formerly represented this district, the 40th Council District in the New York City Council, and before that, her mother, the Grand Dame of Brooklyn politics, Dr. Una S.T. Clark, Sylvia Tomlinson represented the district, and I had the distinct honor of having worked for her as her legislative director at the City Council. So those were good times, and it's wonderful to see Congresswoman Yvette Clark, who is really representing our community and doing great things for us, and we're very pleased that you made the time to join us. Thank you. Thank you very much. As we celebrate the life and work of Valerie Rodway, it is apposite to recall that she was among a pantheon of Guyanese cultural icons, both past and present, whose talents have greatly contributed to our collective pride and sense of belonging as one people, one nation, with a shared common one destiny. The roll call of these past and present icons is diverse. So at this time, I'd like to invite you to take a look at the monitors, that are overhead monitors, as we reflect upon both the past and contemporary contributions of some of these outstanding Guyanese luminaries.
Sometimes I think
on drums, and 3 of the Lowe brothers, Curly and Kevin Lowe on keyboards, and Kenrick Lowe on sax. You know, so let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. You know, they come from one of the really great musical families in Guyana. Their mother, the Lowe boys, I'm old enough to call them, you know, they call them my sons, Kevin, Curly, and Kenrick. Their mother is Mildred Lowe, who is the accompanist for the choir. And of course, many of you know Marilyn Dewar in Guyana. That's Mildred's sister, Joy Hunt. Many of you know that's also Mildred's sister. And their mother is one of the legendary music teachers in Guyana for generations. Janet Cecilia Hunt. Janet Cecilia Hunt, who is, she's a little under the weather right now, and we send her positive energy and lots of positive thoughts and prayers. And Mildred, please tell Mom we said hi. Okay? Thank you. Now, as you know, the patron of our concert today is His Excellency Ambassador Rudolph Michael Tenpal, Permanent Representative of the Republic of Guyana to the United Nations. But as I indicated earlier, he could not be here this evening due to other pressing diplomatic duties that require his attention elsewhere. But he has sent us a very powerful message, which is in your journal. When you get home, you can take a look at that. And it says in part, this is the part that I want to share with you, that as we stand poised on the cusp of transformational change in Guyana, it is all the more important for us to lift up and preserve our culture, which is what identifies us as Guyanese and makes us unique in the Caribbean and the world. Now, I think this is an appropriately inspirational note on which to ponder, as together we enjoy the culminating performances of today's program from our choir. They will be presenting 2 of Ms. Rodway's best-known works, Arise Guyana and her signature anthem, Oh Beautiful Guyana. And now, as the choir takes to the stage, and thank you very much, Rose October, who is doubling as our stage manager here. Everybody here has been on 2 or 3 different jobs. I do want to say thank you very much to Mr. Monty Blackmore, who is our production director. Mr. Monty Blackmore. Thank you, Monty. Our front house manager director is Claire Patterson Mona. I don't know how she does it, but Claire is everywhere. She does everything. Thank you very much, Claire Patterson Mona. And of course, the other Claire, she's a force of nature. That's Claire Ann Goring. I don't know how she does it. And if you notice this, there's a theme here, which is all of these music educators, all of the people who are getting things done, the overwhelming preponderance of these people are women. Because in Guyana, as everywhere else in the world, women hold up more than half the sky. So I want to thank all of you and all of the women for really making things happen. They say you want to talk about something, you hire a man. You want to get something done, you get a woman. And this evening's performance, I think, is a clear indication of that. And so now, to take us home, the Valerie Rodway Centenary Choir, accompanied by Mildred Lowe on piano, and returning to the podium, of course, Avis Joseph, conductor. Ladies and gentlemen, the Valerie Rodway Centenary Choir, conducted by Avis Joseph. Valerie Bowman is the Cultural Director, and Assistant Cultural Directors Dr. Rosa Cooper and Norris Lennon. Glenn Proud is the Youth Director, board members Fred Maston, Verna Walcott, Claire Patterson Bona, Ron Lamley, Donald Walcott, Alec Neptune, and Jackie Newton. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful and safe trip home, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you very much indeed.
You heard me. I said Arrowhead. I love my golden Arrowhead. Mama, mama, all GT Massive and crew, where are you? Where are you? If you're present, represent. If you're present, represent. Represent. Sing out. From Guyana to Canada, from Itunes to Miami, from Boston to Brixton, from Leghorn to London. If they hear them Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. If you feel it in your heart, then you get me through your part. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. When I see the flag waving, it's a sight that's so amazing. And I can feel the rhythm blazing, and I can hear the people them saying Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. Children, Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. When I smell the bone baking, and I can hear the shack shaking, cock crow and bird bite baking, road clap and breakfast making. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. If you feel it in your heart, then guide me through your part. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. When I see the sweat pouring, I can feel my spirit soaring, and I can hear the crowd roaring in the way that God intends. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. If you feel it in your heart, then guide me through your part. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. Hey activist, hey activist, hey activist, holla. Hey activist, hey activist, hey activist, holla. What she holla, what she holla, what she holla for? Tell me. What she holla, what she holla, what she holla for? This is the land that coffee fought for. Martin Carter, another warrior. Some of the pen is mightier than the sword. Check out the power of the written word. Walter Rodney, a man of letter. He came hard, no one did it better. Middle hold a damn crew. If they can do it, you can do it too. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. GT, are you with me? Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. I land a gold and diamonds powder. Times are hard, we must work hard. Kindness abroad, come back home. Come and see what's really going on. Don't believe all the things they tell you. You gotta lie like them and say ya. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. If you feel it in your heart, then guide me through your part. Arrowhead, I love my golden Arrowhead. Some people see land they want it, got money and power they flaunt it. But we say no, not giving up. We gonna fight till the very last drop. Don't believe all the things they tell you. They gotta lie, that they must say.